We've invited some students. We felt that you're obviously prepared to hear from adults, the adult staff, but we wanted you to hear from some of our students that we selected. And so please help me welcome to the podium former graduate from Weslaco East High School of the class of 2012, the Valedictorian, Dpbetlehem Reyna.
I now present your 2012 Valedictorian, Dpbetlehem Reyna.
People say we shouldn't set unrealistic goals, but who decides when a goal becomes unrealistic? Who says we are not capable of creating the cure for the next epidemic or inventing the next Facebook? Why must our dreams translate to being unrealistic with our goals and ambition? It's all about perspective. Many people thought that it was unrealistic for that fifth grader to even think that she could ever be valedictorian when she only knew 2 words in English. Yet here today, she stands before you. We all have dreams. I'm not gonna lie, some of them are pretty ambitious. Some of us want to be lawyers, engineers, doctors, CEOs. Yet even though they are quite ambitious, I know we can get there. But we should live today like it's our last day. Laugh, cry, make mistakes, learn something new, walk barefooted, kiss in the rain, let your hair loose, go clubbing. Tell those that you love them. Sing at the top of your lungs. Thanks to those who made you who you are, because we are pretty amazing. I wish nothing but the best to every single one of you. And remember, the world's not ending, we're just taking over. Thank you, and God bless you all. Good morning. My name is Dpbetlehem Reyna, but most of my friends just call me DP. I came from Mexico 5th grade year. My English vocabulary only consisted of 2 words, ball and horse. I remember how scared I was. How was I to survive in this country when I couldn't even speak English? I was so scared and so confused. I was so worried that every morning I would go to the nurse because I would get major headaches. I knew the job I had ahead of me was not going to be easy, but thanks to my elementary counselor, I was able to get from a kindergarten level to a 5th grade level in just 1 year. Every single morning, I would go to her office where I would read aloud to her. She would sit down, listen, and correct me. I still remember those days when I would pronounce people as people because I couldn't really see how they were supposed to be pronounced differently, and how I would get funny looks when instead of saying yellow, I would say yellow. I remember being embarrassed by my accent. Many thought that it was close to impossible for that same 5th grader to achieve her dream of becoming the valedictorian. But those people were not counting on the fact that God was going to place extremely caring people in her life. People like you, principals, teachers, counselors, cafeteria workers, custodians. Every single person in this room has made an impact in my life. Frequently, educators tend to look down on ESL students, perhaps because they think that the language barrier will never allow the student to reach his or her full potential intellectual. But we cannot generalize like that, because by doing so, you are depriving us of the education we came to this country in search of to begin with. Vinimos a este país en busca de una mejor vida. We came to this country in search of a better life. But that is something that a student like myself can only achieve with the help of mentors like you. Teachers can no longer be just teachers. You have chosen a profession that allows you to change lives in more ways than you can ever imagine. Teachers always ask their students to do their best, to go that extra mile. But what if it's the teacher, the one that is not reaching his full potential? You do not know what a student is going through at home, and you won't know unless you open yourself to helping them out. Perhaps you might think that that is not your responsibility, but it is, because what is going on at home, even if we try not to, will affect us academically. I grew up pretty much without a father, and even though God gave me a magnificent, loving mother, there were times when I needed a male figure that cared about me, to, in a way, fill the part that my dad had chosen to leave vacant. I was blessed to have amazing teachers that really cared about me, teachers whom I could talk to whenever there was something going on at home, or when I simply needed to hear how proud they were of me, and that things were going to work out for the best. I will never be able to thank these individuals enough, because they have really made all the sacrifices my family and I had to make count. I will be attending Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia in the next couple of days to pursue a double major in business and in Spanish. With its cost of attendance being close to $59,000 a year, I would have never been able to attend this top 20 university if I had not been chosen as a recipient of the Gates Millennium Scholarship. A scholarship that not only pays for my undergraduate studies in any university, but also helps fund my graduate school. A scholarship for which more than 20,000 seniors across the entire country applied, but only 1,000 of us were blessed with. Mentors like you are the ones that have made it possible for that same fifth grader to be able to surpass the expectations that many had for her. Today, because of you, she's able to stand and speak in front of very numerous crowds, no longer scared, no longer confused, no longer feeling inferior. Today, I am no longer ashamed of my accent. In fact, I am very proud of it, because my accent speaks of my roots, of all the obstacles I had to overcome to become the valedictorian, to be who I am now, to be where I am now. Please be the teacher that becomes more than simply the English teacher or the biology teacher. Be the teacher that becomes whatever it is the student needs to be able to succeed. If the student needs a friend, be that friend. If the student needs a brother, be that brother. If that student needs a father, please be that father. Because how you act as a teacher will impact a student for the rest of his life. Not only what you teach us academically, but what you teach us about life in general. Are you willing to take the challenge of becoming more than just a teacher to the almost 17,000 students that will be starting school this Monday? Are you? Are you willing to become the instrument that helps students achieve their dreams? It's a question. I really hope the answer is an honest yes. My name is Dpbetlehem Reyna. God bless you, and thank you for everything.
She is certainly a product of our school district. Of course, East High School deserves a lot of the credit, but she's a product of our Weslaco schools. Is your mother is here? Why don't you ask your mother to stand so we can recognize her mom?
Ma, si estás aquí, párate.
There she is. Her mom's from B. Garza. Yes.